The Lagos sun was unforgiving, but my mother's voice over the phone was hotter. "Amara, I am tired of your excuses," she shouted. "If you don't bring a man home for the Thanksgiving service this Sunday, I have already promised your hand to Chief Oak's son. He has 3 plazas and a very nice private jet." "Mummy, Chief Oak's son is 54, I screamed back, looking at my watch. I was double parked on a busy street, trying to rush into a boutique to pick up a dress. Suddenly, a loud clank echoed through the street. I looked up to see my car being hoisted into the air by a rusted tow truck. The operator was a man who looked like he belonged on a billboard, not a greasy street corner. Deep mahogany skin, shoulders that barely fit in his uniform, and a jawline that could cut glass. "Hey, stop," I ran out, waving my arms. "That's my car." The man, whose name tag read KOFI, didn't even look up. "You're blocking a fire hydrant, sister. The law doesn't care about your hair appointment." My phone buzzed. It was a video call. My mother again. In a moment of pure, panicked insanity, I looked at the tow truck driver, then at the phone. "Mummy, I have to go. I'm actually here with my fiance right now. He's a logistics mogul. He's very busy, see." I shoved the phone in Kofi's face. He froze, a heavy chain in his hand. He looked at the screen, at my mother's beaming, expectant face, and then at me. I mouthed the words, "Please, I'll pay anything." A slow, dangerous smirk spread across his face. "Hello, Mummy," he said, his voice a deep, smooth velvet. "Don't worry, I'm taking good care of her." After my mother hung up, screaming with joy, Kofi lowered my car. "A logistics mogul?" he asked, leaning against the truck. "That's going to cost you way more than a parking fine." "I'll pay you double whatever you make in a day," I snapped, reaching for my purse. "I don't want your money, Amara," he said, stepping into my space. "I'm an artist. I have a gallery opening in 2 weeks, and I need a respectable corporate name to sponsor the venue. You're a high-end architect. You have the contacts. You get me the venue, I'll play the Fiance for your village weekend." We shook on it. The deal was sealed. 1 weekend of lies for 1 night of art. We drove to my family's village in a rented Mercedes. I had spent 6 hours coaching him on my family tree, but Kofi was a natural. He traded jokes with my father and helped my aunties in the kitchen. He was too good. That night at the big family dinner, Chief Oak's son, the triple divorcee, showed up to inspect the competition. "So, Kofi," the chief's son sneered, "what exactly do you do in logistics?" I held my breath, but Kofi just smiled, reaching over to lace his fingers with mine. "I specialize in the recovery of precious assets," he said, looking me dead in the eye. "Sometimes people leave things in the wrong place, and they need someone with the right tools to bring them home." The table erupted in oohs and ahs. My heart did a traitorous somersault. Later that night, on the veranda, the air was thick with the scent of jasmine and wood smoke. "You're a great actor, Kofi," I whispered. "Where did you learn to lie like that?" "I wasn't lying," he said, moving closer. "I've seen you every Tuesday for months, Amara. You park at that hydrant to buy flowers. I've written 3 poems about the way you argue with the street vendors. I didn't tow your car because I had to. I towed it because I knew it was the only way you'd ever see me." My breath hitched. The fake fiancé wasn't a stranger. He was the man who had been watching me from the edges of my life, waiting for a chance. He leaned in, and the kiss wasn't for my mother or the village. It was real, electric, and it changed everything. 2 weeks later, I stood in the middle of a sleek Lagos gallery. The walls were lined with breathtaking metal sculptures, car parts and chains transformed into symbols of strength and beauty. In the center was a piece titled "The Architect." It was a silhouette of a woman made from the very chains Kofi used on his tow truck. The fake weekend was over, but as Kofi walked toward me, ignoring the wealthy donors and the cameras, I knew the story was just beginning. "So," he whispered, standing behind me, "does the architect approve of the logistics?" I turned around and smiled, taking the hand of the man who had towed my car and stolen my heart. "I think the architect is ready to build something permanent.